All right, everybody, welcome to Virtual Bourbon. My name is Steve Akley. We have a fun event tonight. It is the conclusion of our Best American Rye under $50, part of our project series. So this is part 3 of a 3-parter. So some of you have been around for all 3 parts, some multiple parts, and some tonight is your only night. If you're like Evan Van Scoik, it's his only night here tonight. Coming in to see what the winners, and the cool thing is we share everything. So I've got everything that you want to know. As we've gone through the first 2 parts, I haven't shared to you even the ones that have been eliminated. So tonight we'll go over that. I'll give you the old numbers. Some people like to keep track of the scores and stuff like that. I will share to you what the old, I guess I should say, letters were, and then what their scores were. And we'll have it. We have the list ranked 1 through or 12 down to 1. And we'll share that at the end. And then, of course, what happened previously does not matter. So the one that finished number 1, and I have that list right here to my left. You guys can't see it, but just off the screen to my left. It doesn't matter. This one could end up in 6th place tonight, because we're all going to be going in fresh. We're going to be tasting, as we always do. We'll go through 2 times. The first time will be a detailed time. We'll go through, share nosing notes as a group, and then individually, I'll call on you to share some tasting notes, and then we'll go through all 6. And then we'll go all the way back down to the beginning and go back through one more time, kind of a more high level, just to see if things change. I know that sometimes people have shared that their vote has changed as we've gone back through a second time. And then I'll give you just a little bit of time to go through and rank them. That's going to be your goal tonight, to rank them 1 through 6, 1 being your favorite of the evening, 6 being your least favorite. And then you will share that list with me, and then we'll have our final scores, and I'll share all that other information, how they did coming in, and of course, what our final ranking is tonight. This is the important one tonight, what that ranking is. All right, we are ready to get started. We have M poured. Let's go ahead and pour N again, because we're always pour 1 in advance. We've got M kind of already sitting there for a little bit. We'll have N sit as we talk about M. So you're just pouring N, but you're going to leave that sitting aside for the moment, and you will grab M. And we'll get started with that one. All right. Here we go. Ooh, that's really good on the nose. Sugary sweet, right? Brown sugar. I mean, it's a little fruity too. Maybe some like raisins or figs or something like that. That's good. Solid on the nose. What do you guys think? Anybody have any other notes on the nose?
Smells familiar.
Nose is familiar. Okay.
Some dark fruit.
Raisins? Did you say raisins?
I did, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That's okay. That's okay. That's just multiple people. It's an affirmation. Yeah, and what they call in the industry, that's called an affirmation. That's just bourbon talk. That's not over anybody's head. I'm talking about.
We call that stroking Steve's ego.
I'll try not to do that.
Yes.
Murph, what were you? Fig.
You get the figs. Okay. Figs.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good, right? I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else on the nose we want to share?
Melanie says raisin bread.
Raisin bread. Okay.
I get fruit stripe gum.
Fruit stripe gum. First use of that this evening.
I agree with Neil. That was what I know when I very first put it up.
Fruit stripe gum.
I wrote down bubble gum, and specifically the box of raisins.
The box of raisins.
Mm.
The sun-made box of raisins.
Like when you just open a box.
Yeah.
Stick your nose in it.
Yeah. I'm liking this, but of course, not a whole lot of that matters if the taste isn't there. And sometimes nosing's good, tasting's bad. So let's give this one a taste, and then I'll call on some of you individually to share your tasting notes. Here we go. Cheers on this first one, gang. Here we go.
Cheers.
All right. It's good. It kind of matches largely what you get on the nose, but I think there's a little oakiness there too, which is good. Not over, but there's definitely some of that going on there too. Let's pick out some of the folks. I'll divide the room in half here. We're going to start with Paul. Paul, what are your thoughts, tasting notes on M here?
It's a good one. It's got cinnamon and like a sugary sweetness up front, but then I do get those like leathery, oaky notes in the finish, and it's got a long finish. It's got a great mouthfeel. I like this one.
Yes. Yeah, very good. All right, Sarah is here. Sarah, what are your thoughts? I put her on the spot there. She hadn't tried it yet. Maybe.
Just not much.
Not much. Okay. Okay. Yeah. John, how about you?
To me, it's really smooth. It doesn't have much of that rye bite or that spice to it. And while we were tasting that or smelling that fruitiness, and I called it figs as well, I do get some definite fruit on the taste of that.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say it's thin on the mouthfeel. It's not a big viscous one or by any means. So yeah. So I get what Sarah's saying there too. KK.
So I think I'm definitely getting like that sugar front, maybe even like a burnt sugar, a little bit of spice, but
Okay.
it just kind of sits all up front, and it is a little warm. It's okay.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. How about you, Cam?
Yeah, I'm getting the burnt sugar was definitely a note that I got. What I got written down is fig Newtons, burnt sugar, and raisin pie.
Okay.
So I'm actually this is surprising that this is a rye, really. For
Mhm.
me, I'm not getting a lot. I don't really get much of that spiciness until the finish. I get some like allspice.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not getting, at least I'm not getting, and a lot of times when you have a rye, you'll get what I call like the zingers on your tongue. It'll be kind of spike and it's almost like if your arm falls, it's crooked and then you get up and you realize it's sleepy, you get those pins. Sometimes you get that from a rye, and I'm not getting any of that going on there with this one for sure. Mr. Jim.
So I would agree. It's all, to me, it's all very front of the palate. It's
Mhm.
got some holes on the backside. It's very, sweet. So that was burnt sugars or sugar cookie kind of feel to it. It does definitely not taste very rye centric to me. Like, I don't get any of those kind of the spice notes I would expect from a rye.
Yeah. Yeah. Last but not least, to weigh in on this one will be Brian. Mr. Murph, what are your thoughts?
So I do get a little bit of the rye spice. It's kind of manifesting like a cinnamon, not a sweet cinnamon, but it's around the outside edges of the tongue. It's not in the center and it's not in the back of the throat. It's just kind of around the outside edges of the tongue, and it's not super prominent, but it's there.
It's there. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to our next one, which will be N, but that does mean we'll pour O first. So O is poured, set aside, and we grab N to talk about. All right. Again, as a group, share any nosing notes. Very different.
I think it's weak on the nose. I don't get nearly as much on the nose as I did on the first one.
Yeah. Definitely weaker on the nose. Little circus peanuts on this one on the nose.
Almost a little floral for a rye because it's
A little
very
floral. A little buttercream frosting too. I mean, so there is some
Maybe
stuff.
like you walked past a cake. You didn't stop. You didn't stop to smell a cake. You walked past a cake and you got a whiff.
Yeah. At a pretty decent clip too, I might add. You weren't, were walking real slow. You were kind of on the go. But yeah, it's not offensive. Just not bold. It's not bold for sure.
There's a resounding endorsement. It's not offensive.
Not offensive.
It's not offensive. We've had offensive. We know what that is. Yeah.
Yes, we have.
Yeah. All right, let's taste this. Here we go.
It's got more spice to it. It's sparklier.
It's got more
Tastes better than
spice.
The
It-
palate's better than the nose.
yeah, I agree. It's got heats up a little bit, kind of a little bit delayed too. Kind of you drink it, it tastes a little thin, but it does heat up a little bit mid palate, kind of a little late to the game. It's got at least from what I gather from it, it's got a little oakiness to it and kind of leathery to it too, I would say, taste wise. Justine, what are your thoughts on the taste?
Yeah, I agree. I got the leather, almost got like a burnt taste to it, like a burnt cake or something. It's
So
definitely
now you guys are running through the bakery and burning the cakes.
Well, maybe that's why that extra frosting's on there that we're nosing is because the cake underneath is burnt. That's how you offset it. That's how I'd fix it. Be like, oh, just extra frosting.
Light the thing on fire.
Yeah.
it's definitely spicier than the first one, but still not a whole lot there.
Yeah, I think that is this one in like I think it's in more of like the pepper range, maybe like the white pepper as opposed
Oh,
to
there
the
you go.
cinnamon spice.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. What else, Evan? You were the next one I was going to call on anyway. Anything else? beyond
You guys really hit it. I was
Oh,
just
we're
gonna
good.
say like thin but long, like you imagine a foot long hot dog. It's not very big, but it's long.
that? Not always,
Yeah.
Evan, but yes. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, some of them are. I mean, you go out to Vegas. You ever go out to Vegas and when they have like the foot long hot dogs, it was like
I was
99 cents.
imagining the steak and shake foot long.
Okay.
So
Yeah, those are definitely
they're thin but long.
okay.
Okay.
All right. Mr. Bill, what are your thoughts? Hung out with
It,
Mr. Bill a little bit last weekend. Hung out at
You
his
what?
house. I hung out at
Okay.
your house a little bit, talked with you and your lovely wife, Donna, and shared some times. No pours, though. I was just getting ready to get on the road. And once one got rolling, I would have been 8 in and I'm like, oh, I got to go. So what are your thoughts here, man?
Yeah, it's not my favorite rye, but it does have more flavor than the first one does.
Okay.
Even though the nose was really light, it did have more rye taste.
Gotcha. All right. Sally, how about you?
This one was a little nostalgic for me. I felt like I was at grandma's house with a freshly polished oak table
Okay.
with the burnt cinnamon toast on top.
Burnt cinnamon toast on top of the freshly polished oak table. Okay. All right. Brad, how about you?
It was sweet up front. It did have a little bit of the rye spice, but it's still just not much.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. All right, Melanie.
Pretty much what everybody else has said. I don't think there's a whole lot to it. It was kind of hot on the tongue, and I got kind of red hots more so than pepper, but definitely a little bit more typically rye, but not my favorite.
Gotcha. Neil?
Kind of the same thing. I had like the hot cinnamon, the spicy cinnamon. I got the leathery, the leather stuff, and the burnt that Justine was talking about. I think is more like you're drinking it near a campfire.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. All right. Well, let's put that aside for the moment. Again, we'll go back through in just a little bit. Next up is going to be pea. Let's pour our pea into the glass.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just going to do it before someone else does. So pour that one and I would leave it aside. Maybe next time we'll skip P and just in the alphabet. Like if they skip the 13th floor in a hotel.
That's not healthy if you skip.
We'll skip P. So I don't know. We'll see.
Or you could start at A.
No, A's the other one. See, that's the problem. So that would be a freaking nightmare because we go at this is the event 3. Event 1 has A through F. Imagine going back and is that the first A or the second A you're talking? Because we're going to share the scores and some people keep track. That would be a nightmare.
Just do the last 6 of the alphabet.
We could do that. That we could do.
Or go to numbers for the finale.
No, this is yet another
not
problem.
numbers.
Numbers is bad. We've tried number. You talk about a nightmare because imagine this. It's 1 through 6, and then you're telling me a 3 is
Number
1,
6,
2 is
number
3,
1.
and at the same time I got to do that reverse score thing we do, Jim. So in your mind, when you tell me number 1 is 3, I got to okay. So 3 is 6.
I
mean,
feel your pain because how many times I've had to deal with that, Steve, and I'm never keeping score. Like people can never get it straight.
Yeah. So we've got it down. We got a P in the middle of this thing.
And then there's got to be a formula for that.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
All right. O is the one we got. The P should be poured and waiting, and O is the one that we're talking about, though. So don't mix that up. We're talking about O here. Let's talk on the nose. Once again, totally different.
What is that?
I'm getting like, is it like the zest of like an orange or a lemon peel or something?
Definitely some citrus in there.
I think it clear smells like honey at the gas station.
Like a honey bun? Yeah.
Little, yeah, honey buns.
Sweetness to it and a little bit of that cinnamony.
Sal said orange cleaner.
Orange cleaner.
Oh.
I thought it smelled a little florally, like potpourri or something.
A little potpourri-ish.
Like kind of like evergreen, like if you're like in a forest with evergreen trees.
We're all over the board on this one.
We are. Forest with evergreen trees. I like that. I've been up there and in Wyoming and hiked around Devil's Tower. That forest is all filled with evergreens. Oh, it's fantastic to walk around that thing.
Does it smell like this rye though?
Does not.
Okay.
No. But,
Now for some reason I'm thinking like lemon pledge or pine
Okay.
sol or something.
all right. Not like an old fashioned.
Not like heavy amount, just like
Just the right amount of pine sol in your drink. All
like
right,
somebody just cleaned the floor while I'm nosing.
I don't know how it's going so far on the nosing, so let's try it on the taste. It doesn't seem to be going well, but we'll see.
Hints of Clorox.
Oh, the pine sol carried through.
In a pleasant way.
It's not terrible.
It's not terrible.
It's better than what I would expect pine sol taste like.
Yeah. It's not bad. It's actually kind of good.
More like Orange Glow. I think that's the brand.
Orange Glow.
I definitely get citrus for sure.
Mhm. Yeah. Same thing though. Mouthfeel, not necessarily great here.
It has a little bit more texture though.
A little bit more texture.
Sort of that prickly pine kind of.
Okay. These are our finalists. These ones all were vaulted into the finals. Put here randomly. So we'll see.
Some people might say it's like licking a car air freshener.
A car air freshener. That pine one?
The pine one.
Yeah.
Or the orange one.
Melanie, I've never done that
Have you
before.
licked a car air freshener before to have reference, a point of reference on that? Just out of curiosity.
It wasn't a real pine forest. It was just the air fresheners.
Air fresheners view of it. So other on the taste, we'll start with the Robinsons. Pine air freshener.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. It's Neil's favorite. What if I got in Secret Santa? What if I got the Robinsons and that's the bottle I just sent today by chance? This bottle right here.
It's
Now I'm
not too late
embarrassed.
to open it up.
Yeah,
What if
no,
you
it's mailed. It's mailed. It's gone. Yeah. Oh,
It's
well.
not
You may
bad.
lose a friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a regifting.
Yeah. All right, we'll go to Paul next. Paul, what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I get the citrus and floral, like everybody's saying. It drinks like, I don't know, older, I guess is a better word than muskier.
Older, okay. Okay, I like that.
It's got like the finish is dry. It dries out real quick, but the spice kind of lingers on your tongue. It's not bad. This is one I think that you wouldn't want to just sit and sip. You want another drink within 30 seconds or so to wash your mouth out again, and you'd go through
Sure.
right through this one.
Okay. Sarah, how about you? No, just no.
Go ahead.
No,
It's fine.
I saw the pine air freshener, including the cardboard, all of it.
It's the pine air freshener still stuck to the cardboard. And just, yeah. Okay.
It might be good in an old fashioned.
Yeah. Well, especially a pine based old fashioned.
Little sprig of pine on top.
John, do you feel differently on this one, or are you agreeing with Sarah?
I didn't hate it as much as Sarah did, but
Okay.
I didn't think a lot to it. It did have, to me, that spice lasted quite a bit longer.
Yeah.
But it tastes kind of musty to me.
Well, musty. Well, that kind of falls in line with it. Tastes older, so musty. Yeah. All right. Next up is Cam.
Yeah, I thought it was, fairly herbal, and sort of that light pepper, along with mixed in with some citrus on that. So a little bit of sweetness in the finish. But I found it a little bit odd and confusing, especially comparing with the nose to it. I mean, I was getting some of those notes on the nose, like other people were talking about with the citrus and the herbal stuff and like the, foresty stuff. But then I was getting this weird, specifically double bubble.
Okay. Double
note
bubble.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another classic.
That kind of, that's got a very specific sort of gum smell to it, which some of that's fading now that it's been, in the glass for a little bit. But just kind of getting more of that spiciness than we had in some of the other ones, but especially more than the first one.
All right. Last but not least in this particular offering will be Kathy. Kathy Cool.
Oh, okay. I don't think I have anything else to add. I definitely got the orange cleaner. It's not like caustic or anything. It's okay. Put it in an old fashioned.
Okay. Well, with those citrus notes apparently built in, I think it'll work well. So it's not bad. That's not a bad thing. All right. Let's put that one aside again for now. We'll be coming back to it. We're going to be moving on to P in a second here, but for right now, Q is the one that we have to pour. We got to pour Q to get ready. That gets poured and put aside. And then the one we're going to be talking about is P. All right. Let's talk about P on the nose. Nothing. I'm not saying. I thought of something funny that happened today. It doesn't.
Steve's a third grader.
It doesn't make sense to tell this group because it happened earlier to me and it wouldn't involve you guys. So
Doesn't have much of a nose. It smells watered down to me.
Watered down. Okay.
He's like, it noses of salt and ammonia.
So I cheated a little and I nosed it straight out of the bottle right after we poured it. And it was a little bit better. It was like sweeter, almost like a sugar cookie before it oxidized. And I feel like it just really toned down in those couple of minutes.
Yeah, it doesn't have much of a nose, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
it's very light
thing going on there.
Got a little bit like a very light grape, like faint grape bubble gum.
Faint grape.
Like grape bubble gum after you chewed on it for like 30 seconds.
Okay.
After you walked by the bakery and got the cake smell that was burned.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Let's give it a taste. Again, doesn't really taste like a rye.
No.
I feel like it coats your mouth a little bit better than what we've tasted so far.
Yeah.
A
Yeah,
little
I
bit
get that.
more viscous.
Yeah.
I get
Definitely hits.
just a metallic sensation.
Metallic. Okay,
Yeah.
that's not good.
No.
I am getting some of that rye spice on the tongue after the fact. So let's talk about this. We'll start with the Mitchells this time. So we'll start with you, Brad. What are your thoughts as you taste this one?
My first thought is, I think you put flat Pepsi in all of the sample bottles.
Mhm.
So far, they've been a little flat.
Pepsi, okay.
Yep. I thought this one had a little, even though it doesn't taste like a rye, it has a little more rye spice
It does have some spice to it
than the other ones. I'm still waiting for the two we tasted in the second section that were really good. So hopefully they're
okay. We got two left. Maybe they'll be the strong performers. We'll see. All right. Sally, how about you?
Yes, I got some grape jelly.
Grape
in the
jelly.
middle
Okay.
there.
Well, all right. All right, Mr. Bill. It's like a pop quiz for Mr. Bill there.
There's a 50%
It's not
chance he likes it
fantastic.
and a
It's not
50% chance he
fantastic,
doesn't.
but it's one of the best of what we've drank so far.
Okay. Okay. That's good, I think. What were you saying, Evan, about 50% chance?
Oh, Mr. Bill's feedback. It's a 50%
Oh,
chance
yeah.
he likes it and a 50% chance he does not.
Yeah. It sounds
And I
like
split it somewhere in the middle.
it sounds like, yeah, he's not overwhelmed here, but he does. This is more leans towards he likes it. So that's good. All right. Next up is Jim.
I do think it's got a little more of that rye feel to it with the spices. It's sweet on the start, a little bit of a white pepper on the backside of it. It's still not as rye as I think we'll be doing tonight, but I like it, better than most.
Okay. Murph.
Yeah, for me, it's got a little bit of a bitterness on the finish.
Okay.
And if you kind of let that sit and roll around long enough, you get down to that grassy taste that you would expect out of a rye. But I don't think I'd drink pee.
All right. That's solid advice. Justine.
I can't really pick out flavor.
Okay.
It does have kind of like the mentholy, minty kind of aftertaste. The spice is like right up front on your tongue, and that's about it.
Okay.
I mean,
All right. Last one this round we'll talk to is Evan. Evan, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think pretty much covered it already. Sweet to smooth mint. And then a peppery grass remains.
Peppery grass remains. Okay. Let's pour our last pour of the evening. But then we will jump backwards and grab Q. Q's the one we're going to be talking about. All right. It's got some cakey notes to it.
It definitely initially noses more like a bourbon.
Mhm.
I was getting like caramel, vanilla,
Yeah. All the
maybe a
stuff we
little
talk about.
cherry. Yeah.
All the things we like to talk about with bourbon. Yeah. Let's try this one. Here we go. Yeah.
That's definitely got the mouthfeel that we've been waiting for.
There's the good mouthfeel. Lots of layering of flavors there. I think we can taste this 5 different times and pull out a different note every time on this one.
It hits the palate differently too. Like this one kind of, I don't know, I'd say it like blooms. So it like hits your tongue. And instead of like some of the others like fall to the side, go around the side of your tongue, this one kind of goes boom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, finish keeps going too. It's a
Yeah.
This one's got a long finish.
A
Unlike
little bit
some
of
other
hug to
ones.
this one the others haven't had.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. All right, let's pick out a couple folks here to talk about this. We'll go back to the Mitchells again. Sally, we'll start with you.
Great. I'm gonna call this one a musky sassafras.
Okay. Okay. That's what she calls it. I'm not, again, unsure if that's good or bad. I don't know. I don't know.
It's good.
Okay, that's good. Okay. All right. Brad, you were looking for two good ones with the last two.
Again, I would bet Sal's cheese plate on the side over here that this one was from the second round of tastings. That's all that's stuck in my head right now. Sorry. And a dog in my lap.
Dog in the lap. Okay. All right. We'll jump over to the Robinsons. We're going to start with Melanie.
I think this is the Bourbon Lovers Rye. I agree with Evan on the nose. It's very drinkable. It has just a pleasant amount of the rye spice. It's very tolerable and good mouthfeel.
Okay. All right, Neil.
Yeah, I'm with Evan with what it does. Just kind of hits your tongue and just goes outward from there. Just a peppery sweetness I like this. This is good.
This is good. Okay. Sarah, how about you? What are your thoughts on this one?
It's a little too bourbony for
Too bourbony.
well,
Okay.
not enough contrast in flavors.
Okay. All right. John, you on the same
Absolutely
page?
not.
Okay. All right.
So this is my favorite one so far. I am more of the bourbon drinker of the two of us. I like the complexity of the flavors, and just as it was explained, as you took a sip, it just coated your tongue, and you're getting multiple different flavors in different spots. And I picked up a little bit of the rye spice, and then right at the end, I was picking up towards the back of the mouth, like a little bit of juicy fruit gum even. So there's a lot of complexity.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot going on there for sure. Kathy. Cool.
I don't know that I have anything to add.
Oh, geez.
I know, right?
Okay. All right. Which shirt is that, by the way? What shirt is that?
Ticks on a dinger.
It is ticks on a dinger. In fact, Royce nearly gave me hell about this. He's like, this is what you're reduced to now. You sell shirts that say ticks on a dinger. Like he's this big quality guy, and I'm just left in the, it's in the gutter to sell my wares. But ticks on a dinger is a good shirt, I think.
Paul, you made money off of it.
Exactly. Paul, we'll have you weigh in on the last one on this one.
Yeah, I agree. This is my favorite so far on the first go round. It's super complex. It's definitely like kind of like it reminds me of a High West Boo Rye, like half bourbon, half rye.
Okay.
I pick up bourbon notes, sweet baking spice and stuff, but then I get the rye spice. I almost pick up like a little tiny hint of like a light sugary grape or something too.
Yeah.
But this one's great. I really like this one.
Okay. All right, we'll set that one aside for now, and then we'll grab our last one, where we'll get into the kind of the deep dive into this one. So let's talk R on the nose.
Kind of bread. Getting kind of a smell.
Bread, maybe even bread dough. Smells kind of doughy to me.
I was gonna say biscuit.
Biscuit, yeah. Also some spice to it though. Interesting. All right, let's try it. Here we go. Last one. Cheers on the last one here.
Cheers.
Okay.
It's so sweet.
Sweet, yeah.
But it definitely has pepper on the finish. A little spice on the finish.
Yeah, spice on the finish. For sure. Yeah.
A lot of corn.
A lot of corn. So like a Kentucky rye, of course. Kentucky rye's high on the corn. But man, that spice does stick around. Kind of comes at you in waves after it's gone. You can keep feeling it. So that's good. Cam, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's certainly a lot more mellow than that last one that we had. Pretty sweet, but then sort of the complexity for me on this one shows up more in the finish than in the nose or in the palate. So
yeah,
getting some of that citrus, spicy, getting a little bitterness on the end. There's some of that oaky bitterness.
Okay. Jim, how about you?
It's sweet up front, but it's got a good mouthfeel to it, but definitely has those pepper and spice notes back with the rye. Overall, I like that one.
Like it. Okay. Mr. Bill, how about you?
I like it real well.
Oh,
that's
there
what
we
I
go.
would that's what I would expect from a rye on the taste. The nose is a
Whoa.
little light, but the taste is what I was expecting.
Yeah. That's what they're wanting to hear right there. I'm telling you, that's a good endorsement when Mr. Bill gives you the I like it. All right, Evan.
Yeah, I think you guys kind of nailed it with like some sweet cake or some sweet corn, followed by spices. It's long. It's definitely like complex, and you feel like from front to mid to back palate, it's changing and evolving as you drink it.
Yeah,
it's good.
It's good. Okay. Next up is the Murph. Murph, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm getting some tobacco on it, like
Mhm.
a sweet tobacco, either a sweet pipe tobacco or a Swisher Sweet or something.
Yeah, that's good. I can totally see that. How about you, Justine? Last but not least.
So this is, I think, my favorite so far.
Okay.
To me, this is kind of like if you take the rye bread that you get at Outback Steakhouse
Yeah.
and you put the cinnamon butter from Texas Roadhouse on it.
Okay. It'd be a complex thing to do. It involves going to two different restaurants. One just walking out with
Nailed
the
it.
bread. Yeah, well, but that's not bad. I like it. All right, let's set that aside. We're going to go back through all 6 of these. Again, keep an open mind because sometimes things evolve, whether that is the whiskey that we're getting ready to taste or it is ourselves after going through all these. It's been known. You may already have in your mind what your ranking is, but you can't keep it at that. You got to keep an open mind because sometimes things do change. We've seen that happen plenty of times on these.
Never.
Yes, Bill's been one of the most ones that's happened to when he's like, I'm going to lock in this, and then he changes at the last minute. So we're going to start back all the way back to M, and again, higher level. So we'll share nosing notes. We'll share tasting notes. What are your thoughts on this one? It smells sweet, bakery-like. Very caramely.
I still get the fruit stripe in.
Fruit stripe gum. Yeah.
Yep.
It's really sweet on the nose, isn't it?
Yes.
Kind of a maple.
Mapley, yeah.
And
Yeah.
tobacco.
I was gonna
that's-
say maple.
It's like being at the pancake house.
It's like dipping your fruit stripe gum in some syrup.
Yeah, as we always did growing up. We did it
Yep.
thousands of times. No, we never did that.
Eat your pancakes in the Waffle House
But
next
you
to tomato smoking.
Yeah, there you go. All right, let's taste this one. See what we got.
That's that same note. I think we kind of said like cinnamon and oak type of notes, but
Yeah.
it's not as abrasive when it's not the first one.
Yeah,
But it's very light. It's very thin. Like the mouthfeel is.
Yeah, still thin
it's
and
thin,
short.
thin on the mouthfeel.
Yeah.
I feel like the vanilla is coming through a lot more strongly than it did the first time.
Cam, I think you're right. I think that as well.
But I just think the finish cuts off pretty quick. Like
Yeah, it doesn't really. Yeah, it's not one that lingers. That's for sure. But not
We
horrible.
have apple or this maple syrup that's aged in bourbon barrels, and that
Mhm.
that smell taste is what that reminds me of a lot.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, this one could be in the mix. We'll see. It's not bad. All right. Moving on to N now. All right. This is really good on the nose. Sweet. Caramel cake.
Did it lose that burntness to the caramel cake? Or is that on the
Well,
taste?
that's all that was on the taste, so we'll have to see.
I think it lost the circus peanut.
Yeah.
You know those little crumbly coffee cake things?
Yeah.
They usually come 2 in a pack or something.
Yeah, you can get them
I
at the
get a
truck
little
stop.
of that.
Yeah.
A little of that. Okay. Yeah. Let's taste it and see. I mean, I think the
I think
taste
it's
is,
hot dog.
what's that, Kathy?
I think it's still the hot dog. I think it's still thin but long.
Thin but long. Okay.
Maybe even not as long. Maybe it's just a regular hot dog now.
What do you think, Evan?
Just a hot dog down the hallway.
But is a hot dog a sandwich?
Oh,
It
gosh,
is.
don't start that.
Um,
Oh my God.
What proof are these?
Oh God, here we go.
are they well, I mean, fair question. Steve, are they kind of in a general sense, or are they all
Yes.
over the place?
No, they're kind of same
Thank
type
you,
of thing.
Evan
They're
and Melanie.
yeah. They're kind of in
Brad's
about a
never
10
gonna
point
ask that question again.
about a 10-point variance. About a 10-point
Okay.
variance. I'd say. Not a huge sway here.
Probably in the,
number three?
the 90 to 100 range-ish.
Yes, yeah. I don't think anything here is over that. I think it's all kind of in that range. Yeah, right around there.
So there's no hazmat rye, is what you're saying.
No hazmat rye. By the way, I got to try. Bronner's going to be coming out with a bourbon that's 141 proof. Wait till you try that thing. 15 years old. Oh, man,
Can I,
tastes like
can I Venmo you the money now, Steve?
it tastes like caramel ice cream. It's fantastic.
That
Yeah.
sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
He's gonna use it as eggnog, right?
Oh, I drank a bunch of that eggnog. It's good
You
stuff.
buy a bottle of eggnog, you get on the list to get the hazmat.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. They're talking about coming out with his eggnog. He's worried that he can't sell it, but I think he can. So, his point was you can buy a bottle of Evan Williams eggnog for $7. Why would someone buy his for 60? And I'm like, well, why are you in the whiskey business then? Because you can buy Old Crow for $7. He's like, oh, well, yeah, that's a good point, I guess. Yeah, it's the exact same thing.
We
It's,
should prove your point here in St. Louis, Steve. We should make it here and sell it. And
It's
go
true.
take hold.
It's true. I have his secret recipe.
I know.
So, well. All right, let's put that one aside and go to O.
Oh,
Oh, kind of, we were talking dusty, musty smell, maybe. Citrusy.
This one to me smells like a very weak gin aged in a bourbon barrel or rye
All
barrel.
right. Believe it or not, that's what they say on the bottle. That's how they describe it. It's a weak gin taste aged in a bourbon barrel. So they're like, this is very flattering. This is what they use in their marketing. So,
right.
so Justine
I see
nailed
that.
it. She got it. She got it.
It's something. I
Yeah.
don't know what. It's something.
All right, let's try it.
It could be something.
At least it's gin and not vodka.
Vodka has no taste.
Unless it's flavored.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's gin.
So it would be gin flavored vodka aged in bourbon barrel.
Yes.
With a hint of rye.
Six,
A very
six,
small hint.
6 samples, and you guys are all turning it into Danny.
We're gonna need a really long label for this. The name, the description wraps around the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's like Dallas Cowboys in a bottle.
What? Oh, it is
Except
almost
for this doesn't
December.
suck
So
as much.
yeah, so this sucks by December.
He's just
If Danny had
dropping
to describe
Danny.
6 samples, we'd be here for like an hour and a half, though. Let's be honest.
It's true.
I know nothing about this.
Yes. Yeah.
I've never had this particular rye before, but I might vote for it.
If
Well,
I
you know
don't
what?
go for it,
I had the
he's gonna
other
yell at
version
me.
of it. I had a version of it, so I'm gonna go
Yeah,
off that.
I don't know what show number that is, but you guys got to listen to the one where if you haven't heard it, it's where we tried very expensive bottles of bourbon. I think it's called like Uber.
Yeah,
bottles of
uber
bourbon.
expensive.
Uber expensive. Yeah, look for that show. And so I have a meltdown because Danny keeps telling
Total
me.
meltdown.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Big.
It's good though. Gosh darn, I keep listening to that.
You
Bo hadn't
made
heard
a
it.
very solid point though.
Yeah. I mean,
But the
You
show
said what we
reported
were
this
all
week,
thinking.
the show reported Friday was epic as well, though, Steve. I'm just,
was it?
oh God, Danny was, he was,
Oh yeah, Danny passed out again on the show.
I know, he went all Freddie Mills again. It was hysterical.
Yeah, Danny passed out. Well,
I don't think
So.
this one. Did anybody feel like this one like musty, dry,
No.
short,
No.
citrus,
Mhm.
peel, pine?
it stayed the same. It stayed the same.
It was musty, not in a good way.
Okay.
It's lusty claw.
Lusty clawish. Okay. All right. Next up is P, letter P. What
Small pea, yeah.
Still smells like pee.
it
Thank you, Freddie.
this one's got a little kind of circus peanuts on the nose a little bit. I don't think we talked about that the first time.
This was flat Pepsi grape jelly.
Flat
First time.
Pepsi and grape jelly. Okay. All right, let's try it and see if we're getting flat Pepsi and grape jelly.
Yep.
Yeah, it has a very watery taste to it. It's, the mouthfeel is water-like, and the taste is too. So
Like somebody tried to make a Jello shot but failed.
right. And I want to say, I want to blame it on all you guys because this is what got voted into the finals. So
I think
clearly
this
the
is one I
finger
didn't
the finger
vote for.
points at each of you individually. So even if you didn't like your Evan, even if you didn't, it's Evan's fault for not signing up for the earlier
That's
one.
right.
So,
That's-
so it's also
It's
his fault.
all.
I will
It's all
accept
Evan's
that.
fault.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
So
By the
so
way,
it's
Evan,
even his
it's you
fault.
and me, by the way. This is my first of this, so we're good.
Okay.
Jim, it's mine and your fault for not showing up to keep these hooligans from voting this in.
There you
I
go.
agree. Although,
Tasted
although
the
from,
stuff.
although from past references, Evan, you're crap at voting because from super fans, I'm just saying. But anyway,
Oh, okay. I see where you're coming from. I was like, I've been pretty good in these project finals.
uh,
He self-evaluates, of course, but yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Q. Q was a favorite one. Seemed like we turned the corner a little bit with this one last time. Let's see if it holds up though. Now we're checking to see, is it still that good?
yes, it is.
Yeah, I mean it covers the gamut from sweet to savory and everything in between. There's like, I mean, you could almost get sweet like peaches sweet in there. But it's also kind of florally and earthy. It's good.
Full on palate. It covers everything. That's what I
Yeah.
love when anything I'm drinking. It's front to back, no hole in the palate. It covers it all.
Mouth feels good on this one. Finish is good, sticks with you. Anything else anybody wants to add to this one?
Yeah, I just feel like it's got a lot of notes in it, but they're all harmonious. They flow well together. Whereas some of these others, they had a lot of notes, but they're kind of
Yeah.
weird.
Competing.
Yeah. Let's go to Mr. Bill and check in.
I like it.
I like it. There you go. There you go.
Short
That's
and
all we
sweet.
need. That's all we need to know. I like it.
Start an endorsement series just based off of I like it.
I like it.
I don't.
I'm telling you.
What else do you need to know?
How many mustaches do you
You
get?
get right to the point. It's direct.
We license Bill, and he either gives it I like it or I don't. And then if they says I don't, they of course don't use it. They never know. You know, they do pay a large consulting fee up front. So it's 18 grand up front that they pay.
Right.
And then he tastes it. And if he gives it I like it, then it's $1 per bottle licensing for them to utilize that. So
Bill, how would you
And they
feel about the scale that Cold Stone Creamery uses? I like it. I love it. I gotta have it. Or is that too much?
Not bad, not bad.
I think Bill is binary, and I think you either
Yeah.
get the mustache sticker on the bottle or you don't.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
What's your
Yeah.
If your Instagram's not at binary Bill, it should be.
Right. I was stationed at off at Air Force Base for 2.5 years, and it was black or white. There was no gray area. Everything
Switches
was
on or
either
switches off. Yeah.
absolute right or absolute wrong.
Yeah.
Black or Bill.
And-
Black
Yeah.
or Bill.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Let's try R. Go back to our last one. It smells like a waffle cone.
I like it.
Yeah. It's good on the nose.
Yeah, I think it gets you thinking about Cold Stone. Steve,
Yeah, I think
after
it
this,
did.
we should just go to Cold Stone. We'll meet up.
We'll
get
meet at
some
Cold
waffle
Stone.
cones.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good. All right. Let's try it. Let's see what we got. Last one of the night.
Is that the one by Ronnie's, by the way? Because I could be there in like 25 minutes.
Mhm.
That's a Freddy's. Wait, there is a Cold Stone there. Yes,
Yeah,
we
there is
can
a
be
Cold
there.
Stone there.
Yeah, we can meet up there.
And more like the pecan praline here.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Pecan
that was a
praline.
good note. Yeah.
Yeah. Sally's good.
Well,
Sally has her hardened look tonight with the hat turned around. Or is that a beanie? I got it.
That's a hat.
It's
That's
a
her-
beanie.
It's a beanie.
Oh, I thought it was a baseball hat turned around. It's a
Gotta
beanie.
take dogs for a walk.
Okay.
Sarah's
Other
writing some notes
Other
over there.
thoughts on R?
Arr.
R. Okay.
It's a pirate favorite.
I was gonna say it's the Pirate Rye.
All right. The Pirate Rye. Okay.
It's got a lot of high flavor that you look for, but it's not that big and boldness to it or anything like that. It's just kind of sneaks itself in there and
Mm-hmm.
got a solid, just a solid good rye.
Just a solid rye, not flashy, just solid working rye. There you go. All right. On that note, we'll close the books on this one. What happens next is I give you some free time that allows you to rank these 1 through 6. Again, 1 being your favorite, 6 being your least favorite of the evening, and come up with that list using your alphabet and ranking them 1 through 6. I'll give you some time where I don't talk now. Just complete silence.
Yep.
Where you don't have to hear anything, no one talking. It allows you just to think, just between you and your thoughts.
Yep.
And your whiskey. All quiet. Perfectly
I'll
quiet.
sing so you don't hear Steve.
Perfectly quiet. What's always in the back of my mind is people watch these videos all the way through. And do they want to just watch with complete silence? Maybe I have to talk. I don't know.
We'll never know if they
We'll never know.
appreciate the complete silence.
We don't know. We'll have to see. YouTube will give you the drop off point. Maybe it's if I just put silence in there, maybe they just start to drop off when it all goes quiet. They're like, "Ah, I thought there was something wrong with the video. It got
Or they
quiet.
can just pause it, Steve.
I don't know.
yeah, you should license the Jeopardy theme.
Yes, that would be nice. Licensing music would be nice, just in general.
Didn't you say you were
Gonna
gonna?
vote for 2.
Didn't you say you were gonna sing "Silver and Gold" to us, Steve, on the next one?
Right.
Silver and gold. Oh
God,
yeah,
it's horrible.
I could sing that exactly like Barnes Courtney. I
It's
have that
horrible.
pitch perfect. I had
It
Bill.
make your ears bleed.
I had Bill while I was driving. I had
Crying.
a size and I played it on out of my iTunes, and then I sang it, and I had him guess which was which, and he got it wrong. He didn't know. He didn't know. He did not know. Which was weird because one has music and mine was just a cappella, but he still didn't know. The vocals were so good. He got fixated. He couldn't tell the difference. So yeah, that's how it is.
We could create a variant of the Jeopardy sound where you just like replace each of them. So it's like do do dum 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 down dum. So it's not exactly the same but similar.
You sing almost as
I
good as
didn't know it had lyrics. Now it has lyrics, so that's good.
Thank you for that musical interlude.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank
That was
goodness
nice.
you were recording.
Yeah. I got goosebumps when he was doing that. It was so good. All right. Does everyone have their lists ranked 1 through 6? Seeing thumbs up. Thumbs up. Okay. I'm going to go to the spreadsheet. Of course, all that means is I cannot see you. So if you send something through the chat, if you're waving your hand, expecting me to see it, I cannot. I'm in the spreadsheet. I can still hear you though, of course. So if you have something, a question or something like that you want to ask, just feel free to call out. I'm going to go in the order that's on my spreadsheet. And I don't know what order that is. It's just the order that the spreadsheet is. Cam, you're first. What is your order for the evening?
Okay, number 1 is Q.
Oh,
Two.
hold on 1 second.
Okay,
I didn't set up my spreadsheet properly there with tonight's letters on there. I'm sorry.
We usually start at 6, right?
Yeah. No, stop it.
He's got A, B, C, D.
All right. That's what I had on my spreadsheet. Okay, I fixed that. Cam, go ahead. You said Q was first.
okay,
right?
number 1 is Q.
Okay.
Number 2 is M.
All right.
3, N.
Okay.
4, R. 5 is P. And in a very distant 6th is O.
Oh, okay. All right. Next up is Brad Mitchell.
Okay, unmuted. Number 1 is Q.
Okay.
Number 2 is R.
Okay.
Number 3 is P.
Okay.
Number 4 is N.
Okay.
Number 5 is M.
Okay.
And 6 is O.
Oh, okay.
And a
Sally?
slight note, as usual, Cam is wrong, but will probably end up being right. Like most of our barrel picks. So
Okay. All right. Sally, you are next.
Yes. 1, Q.
Okay.
2, M. 3, R.
Okay.
And can I give all the rest of them a 6?
No,
You know, right?
that's not possible.
Okay. 4 is P. 5, N. 6, O.
Oh, okay.
if you ain't first, you're last.
Yeah. True. Jim, you're next.
So number 1 is Q. Number
Okay.
2 is R. Number 3 is N. Number 4 is O. Number 5 is P. And number 6 is M.
Okay. Next up is Paul.
Q, M, R, N, P, O.
Oh, okay. Bill.
Romeo, Quebec, Papa, Mike, Nancy, Oscar.
Okay.
Nancy.
Nancy. The Murph is next.
Q. M. O. R. P. N.
Okay. Evan Van Squeak.
All right. This time I went with the theme of food words. So 1, queso. 2, raisin. 3, nugget. 4, muffin. 5, pumpkin. 6, Oreo.
Okay. Sarah. I apologize for Evan, by the way, Sarah.
I'll give it to her. She's just stepped away.
Okay.
N, number 1 is N.
Okay.
P is number 2. Q is number 3. M, number 4. R, number 5. O, number 6.
All right. John, do you have the same thing or are you different?
Oh, totally different.
Okay.
Q, P, R, N, M, O.
Okay. Neil Robinson's next on my list.
Q, R, M, P, N, and O.
Okay. Melanie Robinson.
Actually, I had the same as Neil. I had just changed a couple. So Q, R, M, P, N, O.
Okay. Kathy.
I have R, Q, M, P, N, O.
Okay. Justine.
I'm actually same as Kathy.
Okay. Did I get everyone? Anybody I missed? Okay, I'm gonna write this down just so we've got it. All right.
Keep doing math.
There's no
Yes.
talking happening right now, Steve.
Yeah,
Do you
yes, yes.
talk?
Kathy, please. Yeah, just
Okay.
jump in for me.
He's doing math.
Mhm. Yes.
Or have Evan sing the theme song to Jeopardy.
Oh, we can do intermission. Let's all go to the movies. Let's all go to
Math
the
is hard.
Wait,
Kathy,
let's all
what
drink
rye
some
would you have with
bourbon.
Thanksgiving?
What?
Kathy, what rye would you have with Thanksgiving?
What rye would I have with Thanksgiving?
Would it be a wild turkey?
Yes, the wild turkey rye.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Sorry, Evan, you got to text me when you want to do jokes.
What would
Alright.
you actually have though? I did the joke portion. What would you actually have?
I really do have a bottle of 101 rye behind me that I'll probably take to my mom's because that's my contribution.
Rare Breed
Oh.
Rye was pretty good too. Anybody who got that bottle this past year?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. The work is done. Everything is locked in. All right.
Can you post your math so we can make sure it's correct at the end of this?
Sure, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll show my work, of course. How would you guys like to hear this? Would you like to hear the 6 that got eliminated and then the ranking of
I would like to hear the group's final vote for tonight.
first?
Yes,
Okay.
that's how I've done all my notes.
Okay. Groups, and then we'll go through and I'll share with you the list from 12 down to 1. Again, coming into this, again, it looks like let me look at the list here and see how different it is. It is different. Remember that we've only had one time where we came in and we did one of these and it was exactly the same coming in versus you're going out. So we came into it, it was exactly the same. This is switched around quite a bit, though the top 2 remained the same, it looks like. So the finish for tonight is as follows. In 6th place with only 8 points is O. As you can imagine, you saw a lot of the voting going on there. That is Jim Beam Rye. Jim Beam Rye. Only 8 points this round.
Yes.
In 5th place with 17 points. We have a tie actually here with 17. So I'm just going to go. These are both tied, but
So they're tied for 4th.
Tied for 4th, yes. So, but I'll share this one with you first. So tied for 4th is P. Again, 17 points, Redemption Rye. Redemption Rye. Also with 17 points was N, Rittenhouse Rye. Rittenhouse Rye. All right, now we're into our top 3. So we're talking bronze, silver, and gold. So the bronze winner in 3rd place with 21 points, letter M, and that is Michter's Rye. Michter's Rye in 3rd place. In 2nd place with 27 points, R, which is Wild Turkey Rye, 101 Rye, Wild Turkey 101 Rye. And finally, in 1st place, the kid out of nowhere here, 35 points, wins in a landslide, Q, which is Stellum from Barrel Craft Spirits. Stellum.
Good one.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Now, put into the mix as requested. Bill said, throw that one in there. And I did. I thought, I thought it was a pretty good rye. We'll see how it does against these big brands. So here's how we did coming into this. So again, this has nothing to, I'll go take it all the way down to 1 here. But it doesn't matter. Our ranking from 6 down to 1 is what happened tonight. But these are the ones that got eliminated. So, and I know some of you keep notes, and I'll share with these are their original letters and stuff like that. The great news is that we had 10 people on the first 2 ones. So I will sometimes change the scores because we need to weight them. So it doesn't, if we've got 10 on one event and 15 on the other, obviously the event that had 15 on those scores will all be higher. In this example, we had 10 people showed up on the first 2 events. So these scores stayed the same as presented. So in 12th place and again, these are going to be different because there's a different amount of people tonight, but in 12th place is G, original G, which was Old Overholt. They had 19 points. In 11th place with 20 points, B, original B, which is Elijah Craig Rye, kind of a newer kid on the block. They're having the rye. In 10th place, bit of a surprise here, with 24 points, J, Knob Creek Rye. In 9th place with 25 points, this is also a big surprise to me. I couldn't believe this one didn't make the finals. Was original letter was I. It was Sazerac Rye. And then we have a tie for 7th. So this is 2 of them. Both came in at 29 points in the first 2 events. Original A, which was Jack Daniels Rye, and D, Balcones Rye. 29 points they both scored. All right, so now we get into the 6. These are the 6 that we tried tonight. Here's how they were ranked coming into this. So in 6th place coming into tonight with 36 points was original E, which was the Michter's Rye. And next up in 5th place, excuse me, I screwed that up. Sorry. There's a tie. So I guess this is the same thing. It doesn't matter. It's a tie. So the other one that came in with 36 points tonight, or in the first 2 events, I should say, was H, Rittenhouse Rye. Also had 36 points. So those 2 were kind of tied coming in. And then the one that came in last place tonight was actually in 4th place coming into this. So it dropped tonight. And that was C, Jim Beam, had 38 points in the first round. In 3rd place was L, the original letter L. 46 points was Redemption Rye. So Redemption Rye, of course, changed as well. And then because Redemption Rye was in 5th place tonight. So they dropped a couple. And then the top 2 stayed exactly the same. In 2nd place was the original F, was Wild Turkey 101 Rye with 58 points. And Stellum, which was a little bit closer in the first round, was original K and had 60 points. So,
I'm sorry, who makes Stellum?
Barrel Company.
Barrel
Okay.
Craft Spirits, yeah.
Aren't these under 50?
Yeah, well, Stellum Rye is under 50.
Yeah.
What's that?
Aren't they supposed to be under $50?
They are. Yeah, the Stellum is under 50. So they have Barrel started this new line again, branded different. It doesn't say Barrel on there. Maybe it does in the small print. I don't know, but that's why they started this new brand called Stellum. It's their value brand, and they've got a bourbon and a rye called Stellum, and there's their Stellum bourbons, Stellum Rye. They're under $50, and obviously they're pretty darn good. So. So don't look for the name Barrel on there because it's not, at least not in the big brand name. It may be in the fine print, bottled by London and bottled by Barrel Craft Spirits. But yeah,
is it available everywhere, Steve?
Yes, yeah, I think they're pretty much anywhere you can find Barrel, you can find Stellum at this point. And I think it's pretty much everywhere. So
a lot of store picks of them out there now too.
Yeah, that's hitting all of a sudden now. Bill, is there anything on there that says Barrel, maybe at the back or anything like that? I know the brand name is not Barrel, but different bottle. As you can see, it's kind of a traditional wine bottle this is in. So
I don't see it.
Okay. Yeah, so they might be totally separating it out.
Can you hold that bottle up, Bill, so I can see it?
Yeah, Stellum.
Okay.
It's here in Missouri as well as on the
It's one
other
of those
side of
ones
the
that I
river.
just passed over. I
The
just see
rye
all-
has the green label, the bourbon has the blue label.
Yeah, and you can
So
get it
this
at
is a blend
Costco.
from three
Steve.
different states.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they do that a lot. Missouri, Indiana, Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Not Missouri. Yeah, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee.
the-
The cool
Yeah.
things are the barrel picks on those are one barrel, so it comes from one state, and you just randomly get one state.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I have not picked up any of the barrel picks yet, so I'll have to do that now based on that.
Or we can just pick a barrel, Steve.
You can get it at Costco, Steve.
I can't. Other people can. I don't go
A1
there for
Effingham has 3 picks, 1 rye, 2 different bourbons.
Yeah,
Why don't you go to Costco, Steve?
because it's a cult. I'm worried about my mind and stuff like that. I got to keep it together so I can stay creative for you guys and offering these sort of events.
But,
I don't want
but
to
you
fall
know
under
you
their
don't-
spell.
You know you don't need.
Weisenheimer.
You go to Sam's Club or Costco and not join the cult, because by law in Missouri they can't make you charge a fee to buy alcohol. So you go to Costco or Sam's Club and still buy alcohol without a card.
Right.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. That doesn't mean I want to go in there though. Yeah. Nor do I want to enter any cult. Yeah.
Join a cult to do it.
It's like it's Scientology. You can check out their library too, free of charge. Just come.
I
scrolling
don't.
in.
You're
I'll
not
let-
required to
Yeah,
donate
they're not
money.
required. You don't have to join. There's nothing. No, they don't need anything from you. You just come on
You
in.
don't-
They're very welcoming.
You're still
You don't have to
recording.
marry the leader.
It's still recording. They'll come after me. Yeah.
Let's sue everybody else.
There you go. So there you go. That's what do you guys think? Best American Rye? Stellum? How about that?
Hey,
I'm never gonna start in a million years.
Yeah.
we proved it.
Yeah. We went through a whole process.
I thought Nog Creek would have been somewhere in the toppers.
No, yeah. They didn't even make the finale. How about that?
But I will say Stellum, which was K in the last one we did, we
Mhm.
both voted 1 or first on that one. So,
Yeah.
and again tonight. So at least it's consistent.
It is consistent. We do have our next project series is set. It is going to be Irish whiskey, again, under $50, Irish whiskey. So we're looking for the best Irish whiskey under $50. The idea is, of course, we do these over 3 months. So January 19th, February 16th, March 16th. Ends just in time for your St. Patrick's Day festivities. So you will know what the best Irish whiskey is under $50 just in time for St. Patty's Day. So pretty cool. I will tell you the tickets are running low. We've got 6 tickets left for the first event, 7 tickets for the second event, and 6 left for the third event, the finale. So if you haven't signed up, you probably want to do so sooner than later as they are going quickly. So
Do you find that information on the Irish Daily? Like, I'm not sure to look for that.
well, you can check it out under Steve Akley. Search Steve Akley on online events. You should be following me on Eventbrite. Of course, we have a page that has a link to it on our training on the ABV Network website. So that's all out there. ABV Network website. Check out our virtual events, and a link will take you right to Eventbrite. Eventbrite is where everything happens. So you got to sign up on there as most.
If
Part
you
3
listen
of
to the
3.
Bourbon Daily, you can find out what ticks on a dinger actually means.
Yeah, I don't even know what show that's on though, because it was on it wasn't like a topic of a show or anything. It just
It was a small
organically
talk.
happened on a show.
It
So
was a small talk that happened.
it was a small talk that happened, and again, it wasn't supposed to be about ticks on a dinger or anything. That just came about within the conversation.
And
It all
nobody
has
wants ticks
Suburban
on
Bears.
a dinger.
Oh,
It's all
Google
about
ticks on the
suburban
dinger, see what
bears.
happened.
yeah. Did it start with Suburban Bears? Was it
Ticks
okay.
and suburban bears.
Yeah.
Oh,
It-
is
yeah, I
that
think
true?
it may have been what should be afraid of. It might have been on that, and then it was ticks, and then
Yeah.
like I think it might be better.
Yeah. Hey, like Brad, what are you more afraid of? Like being attacked by a bear in your backyard, or having a tick climb on your leg and you don't know it in your backyard?
To be honest,
Yes.
my mother once approached me with, you know how you get the ticks off with the burn match deal?
Yeah.
I was
Dip
born
on
in
your dinger?
Arkansas, grew up in Arkansas, went camping a lot in Northwest Arkansas, and we always got tick checks on the way home. And I was once approached with a burning match to my area.
For a tick on your dinger. You had a tick on your dinger.
Yep.
Yeah, it happens.
Or does that make you more afraid of it now or less? Leaving out the match part of it, I think.
Leaving out the mother part of it, I think. It's the
Oh,
mother.
yeah. Okay, good one.
Well,
I'm afraid of the mother of the match to my
to be
area.
honest, that's why I let it happen though, because it's my mom. So it was-
no.
she knows how to respond to needles, any sort of healthcare reaction.
Takes on a dinger.
I mean,
knows what to
obviously
do,
your
it
mom
takes
knew,
on a dinger.
otherwise she'd
Yeah.
come at you with the tweezers or something.
Right,
You wouldn't
right.
have. Match is-
I'm out.
All right.
This could go so wrong. I got to shut up.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
there you
we're
go.
still recording.
We are still
Yep.
recording. So on that note, I think it sounds like we need to get to the point where we can turn the recorder off and just chat. And I will stick around, as I always do, to chat however long you like. But that will conclude this, our Best American Rye. Congratulations to the team over at Barrel Craft Spirits. You guys have the Best American Rye under $50. How about that? So go out there and get that. And yeah, Bill and I tried that from the beginning. I got some media samples. Bill happened to be at my house. We tried that. And we are like, this is pretty dang good. So yeah.
And he gave me the samples.
Yeah, I
What was
gave
left?
Bill the samples. Yeah, that's how good of a guy I am, folks. Just lest you think I'm not a good guy. I gave Bill the samples that day. So there you go. On that note, see you guys later. Thanks so much. Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye. Peace.